I figured we would shake things up today and do our top 4 deck profile for code Geass for Union Arena. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more because I actually got time to go play a Union Arena Locals for once in my life. So this is going to be our 4th place profile. I honestly, deck performed really well. We went X1 with it. I'm not upset with getting 4th place. I lost in what was it, the second round to Toshiro, so not really much you can do against Green Bleach when they just have the momentum, and post mulligan you're kind of struggling to kind of get set up. It's kind of how it works. So standard day in the office. So for our list, I'm pretty sure that I am playing one of the lists from the Eggman events, but this is going to be 4 copies of the Energy Generation CC. I actually really like this card a lot. I find that having this to be able to ramp up very early does prove to be a little bit important. There are some situations that, like, obviously that's not going to matter for the Energy Generation, but it does help out for, the game kind of developing in the very early stages to initially kind of set up. It's one thing that, like, I will give, Geass sometimes. Having that early setup, or, playing this deck is a little bit more of a reactionary deck. It does kind of feel good, except for when your opponent's, in your face, ending your career. I am playing 3 of the level 0 column. This is just to get, early Energy Generation. You can aggro with her if you really need to, but I find that you don't really have to pull aggro as much. Because once again, we're trying to be a little bit more reactionary with this. You don't have to be, but it helps. We are playing 4 copies of Zero Lelouch. The only thing that matters about this is it is Lelouch while it is on the field. There's some really weird games that I have played with this deck that you really kind of struggle sometimes to find the Lelouch name. And it's really surprising because you have so many of these in order to, get the deck going on that basic principle. But it's an interesting time out here. So this is all of our zeros. Should be 11 of them, so not too bad. And then for our 1-drops here, we are actually playing 4 of the Callan. If Lelouch is on your field, she's a 3K, which is pretty good. I mean, the main thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be raiding on top of her anyway, so she's going to be a generically good option to have available for the deck. And you consider we're only on set 1, we don't really get a lot of the stronger Geass stuff that I personally would think that would make this deck, a little bit better. We are playing for our grade 2s, or level 2s. We're playing 3 of this Lelouch. This Lelouch powers down something on the opponent's front row by 1,000, if I recall correctly. Yeah, just choose one of your opponent's front row characters, loses 1,000 BP till the end of the turn. So, having, just being able to generically power down something, especially, you can play this and then raid on top of it, and then you can have Gawain power down even more. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. This is a 2, and it says when played, draw a card. But if you played a card that requires, 2 action points this turn, she gets an additional draw. So she ends up being a draw 2. Now, obviously, you can play her as the draw 1, which typically is what you're going to be finding yourself doing, because, you've only got a couple of 2-drops within the deck. And, I don't know, actually, come to think about it, I think it's 8 of these that have the interaction to get you the draw 2. But trust me, having that draw power really, really does come up. We are playing 4 of the double energy Callan. This is going to be your double energy provider on the back row. You're also going to be raiding on top of this thing if your hand is really, really bad, which is not too bad. Our next one here is 2 of this Lelouch. And I gotta tell you, The more I've played this card, the more I really, really dislike him. But he is a 2 energy generator in the back. It's what? Choose one of your characters on your field. It gains this character can't be blocked by 2,000 or less BP till the end of this turn. It's there to ensure that you can kind of close out the game. One thing that, this game is very notorious for is, the chum blocks are very, very real. Your opponent being able to, bring out these incredibly little guys and be able to use them to block. Well, you want to use this to force your opponent to eat those bigger resources to actually, be able to clear out the game. We're playing 4 copies of the United States of Japan. And I love this so much. This is going to be your Bankai, your initially restand, the 2 action points. So it basically allows extra combo potential for you to be able to, extend a little bit more and actually put your opponent into a little bit worse of a position. 2 copies of the solution. So this is one of our 2 drops here. This card is, on place, it forces your opponent to sideline a card from the hand, which is really, really nice. But also, when this card is sidelined, you get to draw 2 cards. Also, being 3,500 is really, really good. He does take a major commitment of 2 action points, though, which is not really too bad. But I can tell you, there are a lot of times where your opponent will get down to those 1 to 2 cards in their hand in the very early stages, and they're trying to, hold some good cards. This forces them to get rid of them. You wouldn't think that it comes up all that much, but it also does. And also, this thing can't be blocked by things with 3,500 or more. So that alone makes this card really, really worth it. And then we play 2 of this solution. This one just pings something down by 3,000. This is going to be another little control card to give us, more options in order to, be able to do what Geass wants to do. I don't think anybody's really going to be looking at this deck going, oh my gosh, you're not a control deck, because you are. You definitely are using those options to do a lot of good things for you. We are playing 4 copies of Gawain. So this raids on top of CC or Lelouch, and it gives you some pretty stupid things. Powers on everything on your opponent's field by 1,000. And then all characters, this thing can't be blocked with 2,000 or less. So its purpose is it's going to come in, it's going to ping everything down, and you can combine this with some of the other stuff to board wipe your opponent, which does feel pretty good. Now we get into the little funner stuff out here. So we are playing 4 copies of this Gurren. This Gurren is I think the better one, in my opinion, of the 2 that we're choosing to play. Because this farces choose a character with 3,000 or less in your opponent's field and sideline it, and this will also get impact. So straight off the bat with this. So if you Gawain and then you ride into the Gurren and you ping down a 4,000 down to a 3,000, this Gurren actually takes care of that 3,000 and actually, gives this deck spot removal, which is actually insane because you're already raiding and you're going to be attacking anyway. Plus, you're going to have impact, which feels so good. And then we're playing 3 copies of this Gurren. This Gurren doesn't usually feel as good as the other Gurren, to be honest. But, it has its own unique traits. So if Lelouch is on your field, this will get your opponent must block his card's attacks, if able, on the turn that it's raided. And it also has Impact 1, which, once again, is really, really good for forcing your opponent to block and lose something. And then the last card we play is the Power of Absolution. The spot removal option. It is a 2 action point card, but it does restand one of your action points to allow you to continue to play. But this card is freaking amazing, man. Spot removal in this game is very, very cool. If your opponent has more than you, unfortunately, you just kind of lose the game. But what were our matchups? I know we played against Toshiro. You know, it's really sad because I don't remember anything else. Well, sorry. If I remember, I'll leave them down below. But we also had sneak peek after regular locals, so I'm already, you know, like one punched out of my mind with this. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.